It is a beautiful day. I hope that your day is also going to be quite beautiful. We have a chance of rain. We have cool air. Oh, a quick visual descriptor before we get started. I have long brown hair, glasses, a black shirt. I'm wearing these bracelets, coffee mug in hand. Behind me, we have some trees, wonderful little bench in the background. We're in the gazebo in the public park space, not far from the river. I like being here, especially on days where I think it's going to rain all over me. I come to the gazebo. We've been bouncing back and forth between going by the river and being, um, but it's just how life is. Last year, every day I joined you, or pretty much every day I joined you from the river. And since the winter, I've been coming here more. I can hear the river, see the trees, I can hear the birds, but the river isn't what makes this time wonderful. It's time we get to spend together. I hope you have your coffee, tea, whatever it may be, whatever makes your day wonderful. I have coffee in hand. Always like a nice warm cup of coffee. It's comfort. It's happiness. It's familiarity. Comfort and familiarity. We're going to come back to that. I'm coming to you right now through Restream, absolutely wonderful software, and joining you on Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. If you're looking to get into live streaming, I can highly recommend Restream as a very easy to use and decently versatile tool to level up your live stream. But let's go back to comfort and familiarity. Mm. Comfort, comfort's a wonderful thing. We lean into comfort when something's relaxing, easier, almost calming. We're definitely going to lean into it. It's going to be wonderful in certain aspects of life, but actually not useful in every aspect of life. And familiarity is the same. We like things that are familiar, that resonate with us, that it's just a window into a point in our lives or in our minds where everything's okay. And this too is useful and wonderful. Familiar situations can help us open up or find our stride. Comfort can allow us to be ourselves fully. And it can also relax us, remove tensions. But comfort and familiarity do something else also. They keep us from pushing at our boundaries. There's a saying, get into your comfort zone. But what does that really mean? Now, if you are looking to unlock your creativity, which is, of course, well, if you've already seen the video, that's the title of our video today, Unlock Your Creativity. If you're looking to unlock your creativity, comfort and familiarity are not actually going to help you as much as becoming uncomfortable and getting away from the familiar. Let me explain. Our comfort zone keeps us from pushing our boundaries. It keeps us sometimes from delving too deep within ourselves or our thoughts or the ideas we may have. It can allow us to rest. But creativity is not always rest. I mean, there can be some rest in creativity. It can be something that you're doing for yourself, for your own care, your own self care. But whether it's a hobby or a career, if you want your creativity to truly blossom, if you really want to open yourself up to everything you're capable of, you need to be uncomfortable. And there are certain things that are uncomfortable. A big one, which most of us have encountered in our lives, is a concern about what other people will think. And as strange as it is to think, we can be really comfortable when we don't speak our minds and keep things inside. What I really mean is when you don't have to worry about how other people are going to react or what they're going to think, you can play it easy. You can play it cool. You can relax in strange or new situations. But how does this benefit you other than stifling your ability to speak your mind? So that's our first thing we really need to address. If you want to really unlock your creativity, get uncomfortable because you can't worry about what people are going to think, but you will. We all do it. It's normal, it's natural. You have to become comfortable with the discomfort of sharing your ideas. Now, some of you out there are awesome at just speaking your mind, sharing your ideas right off the bat, and you don't concern yourself with how people are going to react. That's awesome. But for many of you out there right now who may be listening, may be watching this either live or on the replay, if you bite your tongue instead of saying what you want to practice, you're going to have to break yourself up. So I suggest, first and foremost, sharing one idea, regardless of whether or not you think it's going to be received well. Share one idea a day with someone, anyone. It doesn't have to be on your social media. It doesn't have to be in a video. It could just be with one person. And if you want to start with someone you trust, who maybe you already share these kinds of thoughts with, but maybe you don't share everything with, that's fine. Still, share at least one idea a day, one thought a day that you've wanted to say, but you haven't. Grow more comfortable with the concept of sharing your opinions and ideas. And if you're curious how this is going to help you unlock your creativity, well, this one's pretty straightforward. Our creativity is an outlet for our inner ideas and our inner thoughts. And sometimes we don't create or do or make the things we want to for the same reason we don't share our thoughts and our ideas and our opinions. We're worried how people will react. So that's a little challenge for everyone out there, a challenge to yourself. Make yourself a little uncomfortable so that you can express more of yourself. Share at least one thought, idea, or opinion with someone a day. And it doesn't have to be a creative thing. It doesn't have to be, I'd like to write this story, or I'd like to start this show online, or this live stream, or whatever it might be. It could be something as simple as telling people how you really feel maybe about yourself, how you look, or the state of things around you. It could be disagreeing with someone about a show that they watch, but you haven't said anything because you are worried how they'll react. Nonetheless, expressing your own thoughts, opinions, ideas, feelings, so vitally important to a creative individual because it's part of the fuel that gets your fire burning, that makes everything you want to do happen. Now, of course, it's not the only thing to do. There's other ways to unlock your creativity. Here's another one. Since we're talking about things that make us uncomfortable, sometimes people write lists of projects they want to do. Sometimes people write down lists of errands they have to run. Try writing down a list of things that you're concerned about. Try writing down a list of your self-doubts. Try writing down a list of the projects that didn't work out. We should be positive in our lives, but we cannot deny the negativity that exists. Face those thoughts head on. Face those facts head on. Write down what worries you. Write down things you don't like about yourself. Write down things you don't think you can do. Make a list. And when you're finished with that list, don't think about it in regards to what it is. Think about them as your own list of challenges to overcome. Maybe when you were younger, people told you you couldn't write or you couldn't sing, you couldn't dance, you couldn't have the career you wanted. If that's on your worries list, that's a challenge to overcome. That thing that people said you can't do, you're going to do it. You set yourself a challenge. And the only person you have to prove yourself to is you. And if you had a project that didn't work out the way you wanted, and that's on the list, maybe it underperformed, maybe it never got off the ground. Now you have a challenge there. You're challenging yourself to become better and to think about this project again and to try again. Maybe you don't like your midsection. Maybe you don't like the way your hair looks. Maybe you don't see what other people say about you. That's something real and happens to a lot of us. But if there's some aspect about yourself that maybe you don't really like, write it down. And the challenge here can go a few different ways. Challenge number one, if people tell you that you look awesome, but you don't think you do, well, then the challenge is finding what they're seeing for yourself, learning to accept who you are. Or if the challenge is you personally don't like your midsection, or the concern or the thought is you don't like your midsection, well, our challenge is making that better for you and only for you. And setting this list out, writing down these thoughts, concerns, worries, failures, every time you address one and you look at this as a challenge for how to do better, this is also going to unlock your creativity. Because when you start to feel better about yourself, when you try a project again, when you do the thing that maybe no one thought you could do, when anything at all, when you try to overcome it, you're going to become a better version of you. And not a different person, just a better version of yourself. You're going to open up your creativity because you're going to feel more confident. You're going to look at these challenges as things that you can do, that you can accomplish. And then you're going to think, if I can do these things, why can't I do this thing? And if I can do this thing, why can't I do the next and the next? Set those challenges out for yourself. And my last bit of advice, my last thought in unlocking your creativity, spend at least an hour in your week doing one thing that is just for you. A hobby, or going out somewhere you like to go. Go out for breakfast with your friends, by yourself. Go for a hike. Read a book you truly want to read, even if it's just an hour a week. This little bit of time to focus on you and your needs and your wants, it's again going to help you get through some of the difficulties that creators have, especially early in their career and then continuously throughout it, which is balancing our creativity with our lives. Address it immediately and spend a little time for you every single week. Go to the beach, have breakfast with your friends, read a book, watch a movie. It doesn't matter what it is. Crochet, doodle, play board games. These bits of time to yourself are going to be truly important for opening you up to the possibilities of what you can do. They're also going to make you feel a whole lot better because you're doing something that's a reward for yourself just for existing, just because you're here. You are here, you exist, reward yourself. Take time for you. It's going to make everything easier, and it's going to make it even easier to really dive into your creative side and do the things you want to do. Now, get yourself an extra cuppa. You deserve one. You're amazing. Coffee, tea, whatever it may be, grab an extra cuppa. Before I get going, I just want to remind everyone there's going to be a link somewhere nearby for my website and digital gallery where you can get my new art prints and my original artworks. There's going to be new art prints coming out very soon, and I'm going to be rolling through a whole bunch so that so many more people can expand their world, add art to their life. And if you see a piece that you really like, pick it up, support the arts, support an indie artist, and do something for you too. But I'm out of here. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you all again real soon. Bye, everybody. Be excellent.